hacen olvidar y me siento como un cobarde que hasta me pongo a llorar.
Healthy relationships. Let me check. Does? No. No. You know what this is? This is an example of French salon music. Kind of a waltz. Yeah. And so it's not German, but it's not too different than waltz music. Now, this is French, and this other music, this other one is Mexican. It's styled after this. And see, this song you might hear like in a formal setting, like the quinceañeras or something. So listen to this. Why? You ever hear this song? Does it really? That's what they said at quinceañera.
Paseando en tu jardín, mil mariposas comenzaron a decir cosas hermosas.
All right, so let's check it out. How do you end violence? If you're in a violent relationship, how do you stop it? You try to get out of it. It's not, if there's violence involved, listen up, listen. The relationship is over if the violence ever gets involved, or if anybody threatens violence, that relationship is over. That should never happen. Somebody who loves you and cares for you isn't going to threaten violence, or definitely not be violent with you ever. Leslie? Okay? So if there's violence, the relationship is over. Finished. Call 911 if you feel like you're in danger. Okay? And that the person, they got to get counseling. You know, straight up. And that's not your responsibility to get them through counseling and all that. They need to do that on their own. So, relationship is over, and then they can try again. Leonardo, I need that phone zipped away, far away. If you're not willing to pay attention, just take a nap. Okay, the last thing though, you just can't be on your phone. We'll get to why in a second. Okay? Different types of harassment can take different forms, right? Verbal, physical. You can be visually harassed. Jeremy? Yes. So people staring at you, that's harassing. Ezra? Listen. If you work in an office and somebody puts up, some explicit image or something that's harassing towards you in a non-sexual way, that's harassing too. Okay? If I have something up here, hopefully I don't, some image that you're forced to look at that could be, harassing. All right? So, just because it's not overtly said or stated, visually you can be harassed. That's something you need to watch out for. Okay? So different types of sexual abuse. Touching. Oh, Jason. Can you move over one seat? Potentially, yeah. Yeah, hire a lawyer and then tell them what's going on, or consult with one and then take it from there. That's all I can say. Especially if you're being harassed and it's interfering with your ability to work and make a living, that's a problem. Okay, and that's affecting you financially, right? You and your family. So you probably should get a lawyer involved if, well, that's well, depending, if it's I'm not sure. Consult a lawyer and they'll tell you if they can do it or not, right? And how much it'll be. Because like I said, if you're out of a job because of this, that's a bigger problem, right? Than paying a lawyer to help you deal with this problem. Okay? And be careful with human resources. Human resources at a lot of jobs, they don't always help you. Who's the boss of the human resources people? Who's their ultimate boss? Yeah, HR. Who's HR's boss? Is it you? No. It's management. Management are the ones who run that. So if you have a problem with management, HR might not help you all the time, right? Because they answer to management. So that's why sometimes you have to get a lawyer involved. Okay? Yeah, that's the problem. If it's management that's harassing you, that might not work. If you ask them for help, it's asking whoever's harassing you for help. They're not really motivated to help you, right? All right, so here's some different non-touching ways to be sexually harassed. Okay. Protecting yourself. Let's see. Did we look? Did they give you the numbers here? Yes. I don't think. So look at those numbers and let's look at relationship violence. Teen dating is violent. Teen dating violence is criminal, yeah. Starts with a C. Is common. Okay, it's not rare that violence happens. You might think, that's not a problem. You'd be surprised at how often it does happen. Okay, it's common. Dating violence has serious blank term and blank term effects. What would that be? Long term and short term. Good. Long term and short term. Nearly 1 in blank female and 1 in blank male report having experienced physical dating violence. Numbers right up there. 1 in 11 females and 1 in 14 females. Make sure that gets in the garbage. Common. And this one's experienced sexual dating violence. 1 in how many females? 1 in 8, and 1 in how many males? 26. So more females, but there's still males being affected, right? And it can be worse sometimes because is there a bigger stigma for males speaking out against being abused by their partner? Yeah, because men are supposed to be strong, be in control. If they're being abused, it's more embarrassing for them, okay, because it's less common. In some groups, and people that are LGBTQ+ are disproportionately affected by many types of violence. So write that in, LGBTQ+. Right up there. LGBTQ+. Amy. Write it down, Amy, because we're going to move along. We got to move. We got to move and groove. Got a lot. Look at this packet. Thick. Important. And at the bottom, there's some blanks too. Let's look at that. Youth that are victims in relationship violence more likely experience symptoms like depression, anxiety, engage in unhealthy behaviors like using, starts with a T, tobacco. Yeah, you're not using trash, you're using tobacco, like cigarettes or vapes that utilize tobacco, nicotine, drugs, and the most abused, dangerous drug of all is alcohol. Okay, or exhibit antisocial behaviors and think about suicide. Yeah, suicide. Okay, leading cause of death for people of your age. Okay? So this is serious stuff. And you want to be far away from any of all of that stuff. Okay. So Brian, go ahead, get your paper out again, pencil, keep your phone in your backpack. All right, so let's go. Now we're talking about social media, which, and the internet. Like what bad things can happen with the internet and social media? Like you like Instagram or whatever. What are some bad things that could go down? Get bullied? Yeah, definitely. Somebody could try to press you. What does that mean? Make you angry? Okay. Maybe post something embarrassing about you, right? That's my rumors. Yeah. And that's really easy to do. Okay, and have it go out to a wide audience. Could somebody try to like rip you off or to get you to date them and lie about who they are? Catfish you? Okay, yeah. What? So those are some things, and you want to protect yourselves. And remember, people are very good at lying, being deceitful. And are we always good at figuring it out? Not really. No, we have a human brain, and we fall for their stuff. No matter how smart you are or think you are, no matter what, everybody is at risk for getting scammed or lied to and everything on the internet. So protect yourself. Let's see. Let's look at internet safety. Look at page 137. I did my normal thing. I took out some words. Oh, Leonardo, can you handle that garbage, that bottle? Go ahead and think about what words I crossed out or I blanked out. And then I'm going to give them to you. Yeah, internet safety and sexting. Okay? Go ahead and fill that out. Yeah, 137. 137. Yeah. So up on the screen, these will give you some hints if you need it. If you need it. Yeah, see how many of those you can figure out on your own there. While I listen, you guys remember what kind of music this is? Not German. French. Most of it's been German, but this is French. What European musical style? Starts with W. Waltz. Waltz. Yeah. You've heard that style dancing, right? W-A-L-T-Z. Waltz. Formal ballroom dancing sort of thing. There you go. Oh, don't lean back on there. Ezra, you fill this out? You get some words. Pick up the other half of your pencil. So Ezra, you figure. Okay, you got the first one. Okay. See if you get two more. See if you can get a couple of these. Or I just give away the farm. Okay, that's good. Alright. The first one, do not visit blank websites. Pornographic. Just don't go there. Okay? That is a big source of scammers and all sorts of things that you don't want to get involved with. Do not participate in chat rooms where sexual or mature is pretty good. Yeah, they have militant. Okay, Anybody think they know what militant means? Militant, what does it sound like? Like army or the military, right? So this means like we're going to get some guns and do this to some other people, like, rise up and then, in a militant, violent way, bomb stuff. So you should definitely stay away from that. Okay, you don't want to be around people that are into violence. Plus, guess what the FBI and other law enforcement do? They set up websites like this, looking for people that are about to do this stuff. So, and they'll pretend to be other militant people, kind of terrorists. And they'll catch people planning stuff. And, oh, that was the FBI agent you were planning on doing this violent thing with, and they get busted. Yeah, they'll come to your house, and you don't want that. I mean, I want the Domino's guy to come to my house, right? But I don't want the SWAT team to come to my house, and they're not going to have a nice hot pizza for me. Canadian bacon, pineapple. If anybody wants to give me a pizza. Do not start a blank with a stranger online. Yeah, don't do that. Start a relationship with a stranger online. Don't want to do that. Do not send or receive blank pictures of yourself or others. Nude. Okay? That is against the law for you to do that, even if both people are consenting to it. If you and your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, say they're 15 and they're sending all these nude photos back and forth, that's still against the law, and that's a felony. So you just don't do that. It's a bad idea. So sexting is against the law, punishable by school suspension, fine, being charged with a felony for creating, not just creating pornography, but also distributing it. Amy, I need to put your phone. Okay, so don't do anything. Where's your phone right now? Oh, yeah, it should be in your bag. It shouldn't be anywhere down there. You got it? Let's put it in your bag right now, please. Leslie, yours is in your bag still? Excellent. Appreciate that. A conviction can result in being labeled a sex offender, and that could put you out of contentions for many jobs. Okay, so you don't want to have doors slammed, on you at any age, much less now, right? So make sure you add jobs at the end there. Well, it depends on what the felony is. Like the fine, you mean? It depends on what that was. Okay, go to page 141. So what I need you to do right now, again, think about healthy relationships. They're honest, equal, respectful, and responsible. I want you to underline each of those words. Underline each of those words. Honest, equal, respectful, responsible. Underline or highlight. That's page 141. 141. Right? Is that right? 41. So, I want you to go ahead and go through all of these scenarios, imagining this happened to you, and write down or just put a check mark in what you would do. For the first example, makes negative comments about your clothes, body, or hair. Would you do nothing? Would you discourage it? Would you seek help, or would you end the relationship? Discouraging means, hey, I don't like when you say that. I don't appreciate that. That's what that means. Okay? Okay, that's a good question. Thanks, Malik. Any other questions? All right, so go ahead and fill that out. Just yourself. What would you do? All right. Oh, you want to check multiple boxes? Okay, why don't you, if you're really kind of torn between the two, why don't you do this? Why don't you put like a number 1 and then probably second to back up. Maybe 1 is what you should do, probably will do, I don't know. Encourages you to join the chat room. Oh, yes, thank you. Imagine you had a friend that's going through like it. That's my friend just saying that too. What would you do? How would you help your friend? Would you help your friend? Or would you say something to that person? What would you do? Or choose another one. If somebody offered you drugs or alcohol, how would you support your friend with that? Ezra, that's got to be in your bag. I want you to add some more ideas. Last one.
Paseando en tu jardín, mil mariposas comenzaron a decir cosas hermosas. La más bella de las mil besó una rosa y después se fue hacia ti, maravillosa. Dime si tú hoy quieres bailar con el sol de el vals de las mariposas conmigo. Quiero bailar, sí, quiero bailar con el sol de el vals de las mariposas contigo. La
All right, so if you're done, let's talk about this. What are some acceptable behaviors you should see in a relationship or dating somebody? What are some behaviors you should see? Yes, Jason. Honesty. Yeah, you should regularly, see honesty, okay, from them. Good. What else? Commitment. Yeah, you should. If they say they're going to do something, they should be doing it. Sometimes things come up, right? And they might not follow through. But in general, they should be committed to what they say they're going to do in a relationship. I like that. Give me one more thing you should see in a healthy relationship. Communication. I love that. They should be telling you what they feel, what they're going to be doing, and it should be, accurate, right? Talking something. Does a healthy relationship mean that you never argue? No, but if you do, and you should argue fairly, right? Say, this is how I feel. I'm just going to lay it out. This is how I'm feeling. How do you feel about it? And then really listen to them and try to understand from their perspective. Should you ever say, you're always doing this or you're always doing that? No. Because are they really always doing that? Probably not. You're probably exaggerating, right? So, yes, I love that. Communication, honesty, commitment. Love it. All right, so let's see. We're going to watch the video, the wrap-up video.
Can I get you guys any?
And if you remember the beginning of this video, what was this blonde girl's boyfriend doing? Controlling, right? He was calling her all the time, saying, "Who are you with? You cheating on me? Why did it take you 3 rings to pick up?" Doing that kind of business. Okay?
Anything to drink while we do our homework?
No, I'm good, thanks.
I know it's Mike. I'm not going to respond. Hey, Mike, what's up? No. I told you I was going to Dulce's house to do homework. What? Of course I love you. It's just that if my grades drop, my parents won't let me hang out with you. That's all. Wait, don't go. I said I love you. And I'm with the girls. Wait, what? He says I must not love him and I'm probably cheating on him? He says he can't trust me. He called me I can't even say it. And then he hung up on me.
He can't talk to you that way, Sarah.
It sounded bad, but he doesn't mean it.
Ezra, we need to be mature. Okay? Can you do that for me? Thank you. Huh. Okay. Well, that's not really working, so we'll just... We'll just keep... Let's just go here. All right. So, the need for power... Ezra, Malik. We're talking about sex up here. Come on. So, the need for power and control can lead to abuse. Do some people need power and control and leads to abuse? Okay. Number 2, is that true? Yes. Yes, true. Number 4? False. Yeah. If they're treating you poorly, are they just going to forget about it and then all of a sudden change at some point? Probably not. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of a trick question. But we got it. We got it. We figured it out. All right, we're now going to, you guys have heard of human trafficking and sex trafficking before? What does that mean? Could be you're kidnapped. Could you still be going to school every day and be trafficked? Yes. Okay, then that, it's not really common, but it happens, so we're going to talk about it. See if this works. I don't know. Could be because I've been logged in for so long. It's glitching out. So, let me give you, that might not play, but let me give you what happened. So, they're standing outside the school. Some random guy comes up and says, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You could be a model." Okay? Oh, and you can make a lot of money being a model. Come over to this motel tonight at 4 o'clock and we'll do some modeling. Okay? So what's that person doing? How are they trying to lure that person into coming to the motel or the hotel? He's not touching them right now. No. What's he saying? What's he saying to her? He's saying that money. Are people motivated by money? Yeah. Okay. He also, actually, I forgot this part. Did he ask? Trying to figure. I think he may have asked her about her home life too. If she has, somebody watching over her, like parents keeping an eye on her. Because if you have parents keeping an eye on you, is it less likely you'll go to this guy's motel? Yeah. But if you don't have that strong, parent watching over you, it's easier for these kind of criminals, abusers, to do what they do. But he also called her beautiful, right? Do we like getting compliments? Does that help our self-esteem? It does. You like compliments, Ezra. Everybody does. Oh, I don't like compliments. No. You do. Okay? You do. The most hardest criminal. Picture the hardest criminal in your mind. Oh, they're bad. They're criminal. That criminal, they like compliments. They do. Okay? It's just they have a human brain too. Okay? Yeah. So, they like courtesy. They like compliments. Believe me, they do. So, we need to kind of define these terms, what it means. Sex trafficking, human trafficking. So, 2 main types, Daniel. What are the 2 main types? Labor. So, getting people, tricking them, manipulating them to do different jobs. Okay? Ezra. Got about 20 minutes. Can you help me? Appreciate that. So doing different jobs, like maybe cleaning houses, I believe, is one that's often done this way. But also there's others where they're required to perform sex acts, okay, for profit. This is all a money-making thing, okay. So lots of money is made doing this, like a lot of, nefarious, gang-related stuff. This is, one way, like gambling and drugs, they make money from this. So these tend to be the victims, people that don't have, a stable home life, that don't have adults watching after them. People that are abusing substances, right? Yeah, Ezra. Yes, but that doesn't always. Now, what do you mean by normal? Okay, some people. Yeah, but we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to say that you're not normal if you happen to be homeless. Okay, because I could be homeless. Okay, no, but if I lose my job, my wife loses her job, we could be homeless. Now, I might not feel normal, right? But I wouldn't want to be labeled, right? Like that. You understand there, Ezra? Thanks, Ezra. All right. So we mentioned how earlier, you're so beautiful. This idea of love, a lot of people are vulnerable to that sort of idea, especially if they're not getting love from other places. They might feel love from this trafficker, right? And like I said, many times, don't think you're not vulnerable, because everybody's vulnerable to these tricks that abusers, scammers, grifters, charlatans will use. Okay, there's a reason that people charlatan is somebody pretending to be something they're not. Okay. Yeah. So child sex trafficking, that's when this happens, when you're under 18. So 300,000 Americans under 18 are lured into commercial sex trafficking, or the sex trade. So I did some mathematics, and that means if there's like 330 million people in the United States, 300,000. That means 1 out of 1,100 people, teenagers your age, are sex trafficked. So we have about 2,200 students at Jordan. And if 1 in 1,100 are sex trafficked, according to these statistics, how many kids would that mean at this school are being sex trafficked? 1 in 1,100. And we have 2,200. 2. Okay? So does that seem like a big, big problem if there's 2 at this school? 1 is a problem, right? How many kids do you think are being emotionally abused? Out of our 2,200. 3? Only 3? I'm thinking more than that. How many might be being sexually abused by a family member or other person? I say more than 2, right? Unfortunately, more than 2. So it's not a huge problem, but it is an issue. Unfortunately, last year, LA County did a big raid for sex trafficking. They arrested about 300 people and charged them, or tried to charge them with sex trafficking. But only like 2 or 3 were actually charged. Now, why would they only... Yeah, the rest they had to let go. Now, why is that? Why did they have to let them go? Evidence, right? We do have rules for evidence, and there just wasn't enough evidence. Part of the evidence comes from the person who was victimized, right? And what if the victim is unwilling or unable to testify or go on the record? Then you got problems. So that's what the abusers are counting on, that their victims aren't going to come forward. They're going to be afraid. That doesn't seem like it would happen, Ezra? It would, right? So that's really unfortunate. But that's not a reason, still, if you're abused by somebody, do your best to report it and be willing to, go to court. Although I understand that's not an easy thing to ask, because you can feel threatened, right, by the abuser. So about 2 people at this school, based on these numbers. Yeah. on average, you know. So it's not like 20 or 50 people being trafficked. It's not that big of a. But when we talked about earlier, being verbally abused, being emotionally abused, being sexually abused, those numbers, I'll try to figure out what those numbers are. I'll get back to you. Okay, here's some examples. An adult providing a place for you to stay in the understanding that you're going to have sex with him. Doing something over, you know, with the internet, engaging in sex acts, okay, on camera. And then gangs bringing people. And then this is probably the saddest one here is parents offering their children to be used, you know, for sex acts in exchange for money, drugs, housing. All right? And that's why anybody over the age of 12, you can legally get medical treatment without your parents' permission. And that's because, Ezra, if your parents abusing you, are they going to allow for you to visit the doctor and have that abuse uncovered? No. So don't think you guys are all have the legal right to go. Like if you're getting abused, you can go to a doctor and get treatment, okay, and get help without your parents' permission or even knowing about it, I believe. I believe there's confidentiality. And that's because many parents have abused their kids. And in this state, they think that your rights are more important than your parents' rights. Okay, which I'm really happy about. Because parents are the problem sometimes, right? Some parents just shouldn't be parents. Get down to it, right? So you have the right to get treatment and get help for yourself. Here's some areas where sex trafficking is most likely to occur. So you should stay away from these areas, right? Yeah, truck stops. I don't know if we really have any around here, but you know, someplace you can't avoid walking down the street, right? You can't avoid the internet because you have to use it all the time. So you got to be especially careful in those places that we have to be, right? Yeah, people have it, you know, they do these things at their own house. Okay, they exchange. Because police investigate instances that are reported. We know that it happens. Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. Definitely there. This happened. So yeah, that's a private. Good example, Malik, the Playboy Mansion. Okay. All right, the internet. Here's some things that can happen. You guys know what grooming is, right? That's been pretty clear. You know, gradually getting people to do things and kind of lower their boundaries over time, using your human brain against you. So red flags. So why don't you look at that? I want you to write those down. So in this little blank area, write down red flags. Under, see the on the what would you do on page 161? Write down at least 5 of these red flags. Write down 5 that you think are the most relevant. No. Right. Write down the whole thing. There's no numbers. Page 161. Yes, at the bottom of 161. 4. Let's compromise. 4. I said 5, but let's do 4. Okay. Good job, Malik. He just got you out of 1. Give him a pat on the back. So write down 4 of those red flags. I think red flags are good to, you know. It's easier. You guys know what a red flag is, right? Yeah, warning sign. Frequenting. Oh, like if there's websites that they're known to recruit people, if they're on those websites, that would be a red flag. That would be beyond a red flag, really. But yeah, I don't know. Like this is kind of a tough one. I mean, sexualized dressing. Okay, what people wear. Do some people wear clothes that are more revealing than others? Yeah, but you can kind of tell if it's like beyond what we would normally see, right? on campus. Okay, what people wear around campus. All right, I'm going to give you one more minute. We have time for our last little activity. Ezra, I'll make you go back to 5. How about go back to 5? Amy wants 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say. Oh, you weren't? Oh, dang, I'm sorry. Dan, you caught me. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Appreciate it. Assumptions are bad. 3:30. It is 3:30. Okay. All right. So, for the next activity, I need everybody to stand up. So everybody stand up right now. To stand up where you're at. Rise up. You've been sitting for a long time. We need to move. Move that body and push your chair in so you can move around a little bit. Because we're going to have to move around a little bit. So stand up. Oh, Amy. No. Amy, put it in your bag. Your mom knows when you get out of school. If not, let them know. So you don't have to tell them every second. So I'm going to read you a scenario. All right? Listen to the scenario. What I need you to do is go to the sign. Think about what you would do. And then go to the sign that best fits what you would do. Over here is ignore it. You're just going to ignore it, act like it didn't happen. Back there is discourage it. So say something, hey, I don't appreciate that. Let's not do that. Back there is call the sex trafficking hotline. Get on your phone and call it. It means you call the sex trafficking hotline. Just tell Siri, hey Siri, call the sex trafficking hotline. Thank goodness. So easy these days. Over here, report to an adult. Okay. First thing, you notice the neighbors have a young housekeeper who is very fearful to talk with people. What do you do? So walk to the sign that looks, are you going to ignore it? Are you going to discourage it? Are you going to call the hotline? Are you going to report it to an adult? Walk to what describes what you would do about it. Walk to the sign. You see a housekeeper that doesn't want to talk to anybody. It looks suspicious. She might be trafficked. If you think a girl might be trafficking in your neighborhood, what would you do? All right. Okay. So, how would you guys discourage the behavior? You would talk to the neighbor, say, hey, what's up with this housekeeper? Okay. Hey, Alexander. We're not going to get that comfortable. So you guys are just totally ignore it? Why? You're going to report it? You think somebody's being trafficked. You're worried about it. Okay, all right. The next one, listen up. A girl, quiet. Ezra. We're going to have to stay late if you guys don't stop talking. And I expect you guys to split apart, by the way. You shouldn't just be staying there the whole time or just going with each other. I want you to think what you would do. Next scenario. A girl with an older man invites you to join them to have some fun. A girl with an older man invites you to join them to have some fun. You guys come over here, please. All of you, just come over here. Right now, come over here. Come over here. All 6 of you, come over here. And just stand right here. Okay, good. I'll get you to move. Okay. The next one. You notice a man at the bus stop who tries to get young girls to go for a ride in his van. He's trying to get young girls to go for a ride in his van. What do? Report it. Hotline. Discourage. Ignore. Move. Where would you go? Ezra.
Yo, Jeremy, you're terrible.
Ezra. That's not how we talk to people. That's not how we talk to people. Ezra, go stand over there. Malik, come over here. You're saying Malik did? Okay, come here, Malik. That's not how we talk to people. Commenting on people. Okay, I'll see you after class, and we'll discuss it. Next question. Your little brother tells you about being asked to go to a hotel with a stranger. What do? This is your little brother. Somebody trying to get him to go to a hotel with somebody he doesn't know. You tell your parents, right? For sure. All right. It's your family. Listen up. Listen. You notice that your older sister is having constant cell phone communication with multiple men. Your sister's constantly on the cell phone with many different guys. What do? You gonna discourage it? Say, hey sis, what's up? Okay, all right. I don't know if she's an adult or not. I don't know if she is. That's a good question though. Last one. You become aware. You know this teenager who's homeless. You find out she's living with an older man in exchange for sex. What do? Homeless girl living in a man only if she has sex with him. What would you do? You're going to call that hotline? Get on the hotline, report it. Now it's clear. It's clear cut, right? You guys are going to ignore that? So we want to have more care for our fellow human beings, Jeremy and Ezra. All right, everybody head back. Thanks for participating. Head on back to your desk. All right, so on your copy, go ahead and fill out where you went. See if you can remember what you put, and just check the boxes of what you would do. Okay? You probably remember where you went, right? Or just check the boxes about what you would do in those different situations. Would you report to an adult? Call the hotline. Discourage it, or just ignore it. What would you do? I guess you could do number 1 and number 2. First thing you do, maybe the second thing you would do. I don't know, Daniel. Well, yeah, I mean, that could happen. I love it that you asked that. Can adults be really blind to what's going on? Definitely. Just because they're an adult doesn't mean they have the best solution to things. In fact, a lot of times, you probably just have more knowledge about the situation and you have a better gut instinct. So if the adult is not doing anything, what should you do? Amy? In the bag. You should call the hotline. You should do something. Okay? Think about it. What if most people feel better when they do the right thing? Okay? Each and every one of you, I guarantee, feels better, Jacob, if you're doing the right thing. And if there's something you could have done to help a situation, you're going to feel better about it. Okay, just immediately. That's going to make you feel better. Especially if, if it's somebody you know personally and something bad, worse happens. All these situations, something bad's happening, right? But things can always get worse. Believe that. So if you do something and help prevent something worse from happening, that's going to make you feel better. And if that worst thing happens, there's a good chance you're going to really feel guilty, and that's not a good way to feel. Leonardo, you got the bottle? Awesome. I'll see you Thursday. Thank you.